podcast, it's Critical Blast.
Now on Sunday mornings, longtime independent comics creator Randy Zimmerman brings to you a podcast that talks about the lighter and more whimsical side of comics, the fun side of comics. That's right. Sunday Funnies is back Sunday morning, 9 a.m. on the Raging 2 YouTube channel and on certain Facebook pages. Check it out, won't you? Special guests, great talk, and a lot of fun as we work to put the fun back in funny books. See you there.
What is up, lovelies? Wow, Nita, are you proud of me? I actually did the housekeeping. There we go. Right. Good morning, folks. Who have we got?
Good morning. Good morning.
We have Nita, the Sin Killer. I wonder who that is. And the Raging 2 Broadcast Network, which is Nita. Good morning. Good morning. What are we all working on today?
I'm working on a page that I can't show it because, spoilers. So, yeah. Okay, so, yeah. Sean, introduce yourself. How are you, man?
Hi, how are you? I'm Sean Whitaker, or Sean Scott. I go by on Facebook and my pen name. I'm part of Daydreaming Comics, and basically, I promote other people's work as well as myself. I do digital artwork and create like a digital universe on my website and promote other people's artwork and other products on my Daydreaming Comics website. I'm from the Philadelphia area in the United States, PA, Philadelphia, PA, and that's just about the bulk of everything. I've been working on my project for maybe about 8 years. I had a lot of different websites, just experimenting. Some were horrible, as but it's a process. So,
for sure.
I have maybe
That's great.
99 artists come and go on the website, international. So, yeah.
Not bad.
Great. That's cool, man.
Peter, how about you?
Yeah, Peter.
And,
You do.
yeah, I am Peter A. DeLuca, a.k.a. Pad, also from Philadelphia. How ironic is that? I'm in Philly right now. Creator Uzi Susie, available right now on my website. And then also on my website, akapad.com, you can sign up and you get free trading cards sent to you. No questions asked. They do ship worldwide. But yeah, and as of right now, I'm working on my GoBots, my late March of Robots, GoBots sketchbook here. So I know, I'm big on sketchbook challenges because I just feel like they bring an element of test. Yeah, like you normally draw things that you wouldn't normally draw when you do a sketchbook challenge. So I am, I do about 5 to 6 a year now. So I complete one like every other month, except for this one because I moved within Philly and I kind of lost some time moving. So, but either way, it's great to be here.
Yeah.
Great. Good to have you both here, man.
Yeah. But I'm going to have to ask the big question. Sean, what part of Philly are you in?
Well, actually, outskirts. Originally, I'm from Chester, Pennsylvania, but I live in Delaware right now. Yeah.
Okay, that is awesome. Yeah, I am like relatively right in like Center City. So.
Okay, I work in Center City. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, my if I'm going to partially dox myself, I'm mostly at 1835 Market. That's where my office is.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm right downtown, right down the street from City Hall.
Okay, I'm on 17th Market actually.
Oh, so we who knows? We could have bumped into one another at a Starbucks or something.
Right.
It's a small
Or-
world after all.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, or at Fat Jack's. Do you go to Fat Jack's?
No, I don't stop by Fat Jack's too often, but
Okay.
I'm, you might have ran into me in the Starbucks or something like that.
Yeah. Well, the Starbucks near you closed, or the one that was on our block. Now we have to go to the 21st Street. Yeah.
I met a lot of artists there when you could sit before the pandemic.
Yeah.
You could sit down and draw and network and
I love it. But
Small world.
yeah,
Small world.
dude, it's crazy. Yeah, I didn't know if that was by design or not, but as soon as he said from Philly, I was like, "What?" I was like,
What?
Here we go.
yeah. That's
No, we have no idea. This is completely.
Well, you can
new to us.
find me on Facebook and we'll connect. Yeah, I do
Yeah.
under Sean Scott. Yeah.
Yeah, I will. I'll stalk you right now because that's what Saturdays are for.
Saturdays all for stalking.
Yeah.
No, it's true because they both started with an S. So how is
Sean,
everyone?
we have 639 mutual friends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, I'm going to add you like right now. How crazy is that? Out of nearly 650 people, now we run into one another.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, here we go.
Okay. Well, I'll share some of my screen. I'll share my screen now just to kind of show you guys my digital art. Can you see it?
Let me move over to my PC. No, you are not sharing it yet.
Oh, can't see it?
No.
Oh, hold on. Did it
Well,
pop up?
while I'm here, good morning, George. Good morning, Creep Dimensions. I haven't seen you
Hey.
before. Welcome.
Welcome.
We are sketchy people. Hold on. Let me where is it? Let me get the banners. Oh man. Oh boy. There are so many sketchy. There we go. We are getting sketchy. There we go. And afternoon, Bonsart. Bonsart and I have been to a fantasy market together, selling our books together.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why, but it's still not sharing, man.
Yeah. I didn't know that making badges were so hard.
Yeah, they can be.
Yeah. I'm creating the Devil's Gate police department badge shield right now. And it's not easy. Oh man.
Show you
How
guys.
has everyone's week been? Because it's Saturday, so we can enjoy the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting for this weekend. This work week was punishing, and I'm probably gonna have to head back to the office as soon as I'm done here. Believe it or not.
Oh wow.
Because we got a emergency, and I'm the guy that's on the wall when it comes to some of that stuff. So that's my weekend.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, it's all right though. Like I will. I'll rush back here, schedule a couple streams on my own channel, work out, and kind of just have It's so rainy. It's like rainy and foggy right now in Philly, and it's
I love it.
go outside. Yeah, it's not too much of an outdoor day. So
Here is just hot.
Yeah.
Is it really?
I hate the summer. Yeah, Portugal is right now under heat. Yeah.
Yeah, it is very hot. It's getting humid out there.
yeah, that's where it's like it's hard to know what to wear.
Right.
Like it's like you're in that perfectly in between.
For some reason, I am having some issues with my internet cable. So sorry if I drop in and out once in a while. I'll have to fix that after the stream.
So I guess like real quick too, like the one question I'm always curious about when I talk to other artists is how do you schedule what you have to do next? Like, you know, like how do we keep track of it?
It depends, man. Having a good job in my case, I just go with the flow. If I can work, if my hands are fine, because my day job is to set all day. If I can draw, great. If I can't, I just have to, think about the next move. I think about how to improve the story. I don't do if I'm not drawing, I'm just thinking about, is this panel okay?
Yeah.
Is the pacing right? What can I do to improve this scene, But I'm always working on the comic or other IPs that I have, but I can't say that I have a schedule because I don't. It depends on my day job. It depends on how well I am to work. So if I'm not drawing, I'm doing anything. I'm doing other things like thinking about how to improve my story or working on other IPs that I have.
So I don't know if you guys see my.
Yeah, let me get into Sean. I can probably jump on your if you have stuff on your Facebook page. I can.
This is kind of what I've been working on, but I have other.
Oh, this right here.
Yeah, can you see the
That
pharaoh?
is cool.
Yeah, he's
Dude. Oh yeah, here he is. Look at that. That's awesome looking.
Yeah, he's I call him Pharaoh Star. He's part of like he's like a main character in my universe. So he has there's different planets involved. It's like a universal planet war going on as far as a power shift. And one of the people in the power shift with another.
I was watching on my tablet, but not. Okay. Yeah, I got that.
So I do my work kind of digital. So I'm not really a good artist, but I do it on 3D or on Microsoft Paint or whatever.
Yeah. But that okay, yeah. This is just cool looking stuff, Sean.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Oh, it's a little bit bigger.
And then I just preview on the most part. I just preview artists like these guys are a death metal band, and I preview other people's art. Like this guy, he's from Philadelphia. I preview those guys on my site as well. Like everybody on here, except for the music, is previewed on my site.
Cool.
Yeah. And they're all international. Everyone's international. It's an international site. So I found a lot of people on Facebook, and we just I gathered them up, put a website together with my universe in the middle of it.
Can you jump off on that black and white, please, on top? That last page on black and white. I would like to see that.
Oh yeah.
And that's Gary.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
He's been around. He's on Wiki. He's a established illustrator.
Oh yeah. Gary
Shipman.
Shipman. Yeah, I am familiar with. He's been on Facebook. I kind of even remember him maybe back during the MySpace days. He's been around.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's kind of established. He's on my website, so this is one of his illustrations. Yeah.
That page is
great layout, though. Yeah. That page.
Yeah, that is so easy to read.
Yeah, which is like
Mm.
kind of uncommon because it's like, because it really it's like circular, which is really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, a lot of things happening there. A lot
Very
of stuff.
nice.
So.
It's very action sequence. The action sequence is great.
Yeah, definitely.
And he didn't need color. He just did it black and white, which is
Hmm.
and it serves its point.
Well, you don't always need color. I mean,
Yeah. I'm a big color fan,
Yeah.
but this is his color. But yeah, a lot of the artists that's on there does a lot of black and white. They don't.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't do color. It's expensive. So
Yeah, it is. Right.
you have to find the right colors to do that.
All right. I'm gonna pull you down for a minute, and we can look at what this guy is doing. Let's see.
Oh yeah, I'm just working on the GoBots logo. I feel like I should switch to a character, right? Like let's switch to Turbo real quick.
All the bots.
Yeah, it's just I wanted to do a run of drawing GoBots. Like
Mhm.
I'm showing my age here. Ever since like the Dreamwave Transformer books came out, and that was the effort that kind of brought the Transformers like back into the geek lexicon, and like because like the Transformers like went away for a while, and this company Dreamwave picked up the license, and out of nowhere they kind of drew this like anime version of everything that kind of now's become like it's like a standard way to look at drawing the Autobots and the Decepticons. And I always wanted to like do that and just put it on like crack and just be like, let's draw these guys like gritty, rough. Let's like they're warriors. They're constantly like fighting each other, like no shine, just like beat the hell up. So finally, I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Hell yeah! No,
I love the GoBots.
I am totally behind that.
Yeah, and then further on here, I break up the sketchbook, and then we get into I don't know if you guys remember the Rock Lords. So the Rock Lords was like a spin-off line, and there was a Rock Lords GoBot movie that was a theatrical release movie, and so they're like everything transformed into a rock. So just drawing the shapes of these guys, it is like it's so challenging because everything's just like a lump. So, but it's almost a little bit of a history too of like the entire like franchise.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, and then like keep in mind too, I do all my stuff with like leftover art supplies that I usually buy at like I buy a lot of stuff from Five Below. The sketchbook is from Five Below, so it's maybe like $10-12 worth of like stuff here to even do something with.
Well, I mean, the big art supplies are fun and all, and they can make life easier, but they're still tools. And if you know how to use the cheaper ones correctly, then you can do with anything.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of that for me goes back to I watched this documentary on the Crow DVD, like back when DVDs like first dropped, and there was a documentary about James R. Barr on this Crow movie DVD. And he was like showing the camera how he did his original Crow covers with Kmart, like stuff he bought from Kmart. And he bought the cheapest materials and made some of the most iconic covers in independent history. And I saw that at like a young enough age where it's just like it just glued to me. Like just the idea that you can just pick it up and do it.
Yeah, I mean, I am completely the same. Like right now, I'm using a very cheap Bernard Faber, 2H pencil that I can pick up at my local pretty much dollar store. and it works. It's a pencil. Like, it does what it's supposed to do, and it's 2H, so it's not too soft. And yeah, like, I prefer digital pencils, but my pen display is broken, and I'm not afraid to go full traditional.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to some of that stuff, like, I like to do traditional first. I like to focus on like the textiles. I do a lot of like experimentation with papers and just finding, like, what's the best paper that works with a like a Pentel brush pen,
Yeah.
and believe it or not, the best paper that works with this that I did like this here on is like, it's super thin. I get stacks of this off of Amazon for like a couple dollars, but it's cardstock, and it's just smooth enough with enough grip to where I can kind of do some like fine lines with with the brush pen, and that took like forever to figure. But that's the process. Like, that's what you embark on when you want to get a certain effect.
No, the stuff that I use is a blue pad. It's A3. It's like 24 euros for 120 sheets at 170 gram paper. Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah.
And I've been using it for years. It is my go-to. I love this stuff. I'm an inker by heart, and pencils, inks,
same here.
Like, it works.
Yeah, I mean, look. I mean, I'll show you, like, as of right now, like, this is when you're like next to a inker, when like on their drawing table they just have like every single one of these brushes, like what effect they get with each brush, what effect they get with each stroke quill, and you almost like program yourself to almost like look at things a certain way. And because of that, you're a little bit more reactionary to your materials. You're like, oh, like, this is what rocks look like. And I can only do rocks with this type of quill. No questions asked.
Well, I mean, I essentially do everything with literally a G-Pen tip.
Okay. Yeah.
This is literally everything I use for most of it. And then I got
those are good
brush.
with pressure too.
Oh yeah, they are amazing for it. And where is my? And then I got one of the simpler brush pens. I don't know where it went. Let me see. Where did it go? I lost it. If my head wasn't screwed on the right way, I would have lost that too. But like that's usually my go-to, because that's what I enjoy working in. But really, like, give me a bloody ball pen and I'll work just the same way.
Yeah. And that's like one of the things. What's his name? Jim Rugg from Cartoonist K-Fab. Like, he has really popularized like doing those ballpoint pen drawings on like notepads and notebooks. Yeah. And like just seeing that stuff too, you're just like, what? It's like, man, like, it's almost like a challenge. It's like, what can I do with those materials?
Well, the thing about those materials, like, the cheaper they are, the less pressured you feel. So it's a lot easier to get into that creative mode where you let yourself go. Because you're not going to use your $3 a sheet expensive cardboard, your cardstock for a quick sketch. No.
Yeah, like, I kind of remember back when I first started, I would buy bristle board as like sketch paper because I ain't know. And I would spend like, even back then it was like maybe like $25, and you would get like a pack of 12. And it took me forever to realize, like, it's the repetition. So I went from like doing that, I went to buying typing paper. Okay, so you can buy like 500 sheets for about $7. And
Oh yeah.
that's what I did throughout all my high school years. Was I just like filled up like ream after ream after ream and practice with the cheapest materials you can imagine. Let me see. I'm bringing up a picture of Turbo real quick, just so you guys can get a visual of who I am drawing. It's this guy. So cartoon, Peter Vision. Cartoon, Peter Vision. So,
Hell yeah! I approve, dude.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Let's crank it up. Like, let's just keep going. Like,
Yeah.
But no, it's like, I think that's a part of it too. It's like people don't normally compare an artist to athletes, and like I do. I live in Philly. You have to love sports living in Philly. Good luck like going to a bar and not talking sports in Philadelphia. But the thing is, though, like when you learn about like how competitive athletes are, you see those overlaps because social media just feeds us like ideas and it makes you angry sometimes. And you're just like, mother effer, like, let me do my take. It's not that who's doing it better. Like, you almost just want your vision out there versus someone else's.
Yes.
Yeah, and I view it as it's as competitive as anything. But yeah, and this is me just saying the GoBots, watch everyone shit on, like it can be cool. Let's make the GoBots cool. Like the hell with everything else.
That's the way to do it, honestly. Like just make it your own, and yeah.
The GoBots have potential.
Yeah, like they really did. And you know what? Like, oh wait, I have it digital, but the Tom Sicoli did a GoBots miniseries a couple years ago, and he used the GoBots as an origin for the Transformers and Cybertron.
Oh, that's interesting.
It was such a like cool take, but at the same time, it was like, all right, well, it's still not the GoBots. like we still need like Gobotron. We still need their homeworld. Like we still need them coming to Earth and doing all the transform because the stories are almost the exact same, like GoBots and Transformers.
Right, I agree with you.
Yeah, which makes it like even more hilarious.
I was a fan of. I'm really into the Transformers, but I am also a GoBots fan. It's very intricate to draw the Transformer and even a GoBot. So I give you all the, the praise in the world. That's a very hard thing to do, draw a Transformer or a GoBot.
Yeah, and I think this, like, thank you, Sean. But from my perspective, like, I'm fudging it here. Like, I'm faking it. Like, I'm, but I don't know. But what I did in the beginning, which I liked, I did these, like, head studies of what the toys look like. So it's these are toys, and then some of them are, like, more of a modern day, like, animation take on it. So it's just like, and that's always like, see, like right here, like Scooter, like that's just like 1-to-1 what the toy transformed into, not what the cartoon drew it as. And like again, toy. And it's like some of it, like this stuff to me is like scary. Like this is bizarre and scary to me. So like my approach is like, it's just like a car head like that you play with as a kid, and it's just like, man, it's like you have these like there's no personality to it. So I'm like, let's make it a little bit scarier, let's make it a little bit like this and that, and then here too, like I don't know if you guys like ever saw it, but this is like, I gotta finish it, but this is what the GoBots homeworld looked like, and it was almost like separated with like a robot core in the middle.
Let me
which
make
is
you
like,
big
yeah,
for that,
like
huh?
again, like
Oh, wow.
like as a visual, this is so interesting to me.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, man, like people just kind of like, again, they make fun of the GoBots. Everyone like craps on them, and
But
I'm
they
kind
have
of like, all right, like let's make it awesome. Like,
they have
you know.
potential. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Like everything has potential. It just depends on who is, working on it and who puts his love into it. And probably at the time, it was, oh, how are we gonna make toys? And then you got artists that go, you know what, I like this, but why didn't they improve this and this?
Yeah,
And yeah, it's great to work on that.
Yeah, just like the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. If you know the story behind the toys, what they did to improve the characters from the comic, because you look at the comic and you didn't know, if you're not looking at the weapons, you don't know who is who. So when they came out with the toys line, those artists from the toy company did a great job with the banners, with each one had their own color, and that was it's an amazing story to see. I think it's on Netflix. Toys, I don't remember. Toys we grew up with, something like that.
It might be the toys we grew up with, but real quick, so. Yeah, because I literally have a huge library like right here. so this is the ultimate visual guide. Okay. Yeah. So here's the thing. So usually these like stink. Like the visual guides are usually a little bit of a ripoff. But I bought this one because what it does so well is just like visually, you can kind of see. Like, they had these lead figures, like nothing's really tagged. But then like going to that point, once we hit the toy and the TV era, see like this, like all of this rolls right into it. But look what happens when you turn into really when they brought it back. When they brought it back for that 2000 show.
Oh,
yes.
Like, yes.
It's like here. Like, and then they got like the black and white and they got the toys and they did like such a streamlined saga. Like, like they cranked up Shredder. They gave Shredder like, and that was, this is really like the definition of what happened to the franchise. And then from this point on, like you can kind of see it struggled in getting a little bit of a voice.
Yeah.
But everything, right, like everything goes right into this show. Like it's amazing to where like, because you know what happened? I think what happened was like the people that grew up watching the show and collecting the toys got into the industry and they made the new movie. They made the CG. Like, it's like because everyone watched it. And it's just, it's like the overall arc of this franchise, it's just like they had their own rock tour.
Oh yeah,
it's just fascinating to me. Like it really is.
Oh my god!
Like look, we got young like Kevin Eastman here. Like look at that. Going bankrupt, by the way. Going bankrupt.
Yeah.
Like in the process of going back. But yeah. So I do a lot of these on my like I do live streams or these. I do a lot of this stuff on like everything, like every single network. But and then I don't know if you guys like this. I'll show this off real quick because I think this is underrated. This is the artography, and Kevin Eastman put this together, and he documented all of his sketches and layouts, and there's a ton of like insight as of like what the like ideas, like the logo treatments here for Turtles 4, and I think some of this stuff is good when it comes to like process, like kind of like the question I was asking like earlier. But I do think sometimes it's like you have to pick and choose what, like, like these are great because you pick and choose what's going to work for you. I don't think this is like a playbook as of like even completing a comic series. I just think there's always a couple good pointers. So I really recommend this for anyone that just wants, just ideas of what to do with the thumbnail, what to do with like the logo design and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's always good to get inspired.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. Like, you don't always need to take everything and be like, this is the end all way, because it isn't.
Correct.
Look
Yeah.
what works for you.
Yeah, and I think growing up and going through that process, I kind of wish I had that advice when I was younger, because I did try and take in everything. I did try and do it all myself. Oh, here we go. Look at MarV.
Yeah. You got the stuff.
Yeah. Very cool.
So
very
that's
cool.
from the Ultimate, right? Or that's one of the reprints. That is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's like a lot of people really think sometimes it was like Eastman and Laird, but so much of that were like these nameless toy executives and show producers that put the ideas like out there. They were like, we have 78 episodes. Like, we got to make 78 cartoon episodes. We need a new character in every single one of these episodes.
Yeah.
You got to give these guys credit. And some of them are bean counters. Some of them are guys looking at the books, looking at the ratings, looking at how much money the toy line's making and making calls. And there's definitely there's a business position there that people like to overlook. But either way, maybe one day we'll do a GoBot series. We'll crowdfund the money to get the license.
Nah, just wait until it goes into public, and you're fine.
Yeah, mine as well. Nita, it's so funny you said that. Last night I was watching a mini documentary on all the things that Disney does to maintain the Mickey Mouse copyrights, and holy crap, I didn't realize just the effort with the lawyers, how much money they spend just so Mickey Mouse doesn't fall into public domain. It's shocking.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Are you that afraid, people are going to misrepresent you? Because trust me, they already do. Look at fan art.
Yeah, it's kind of like, but you know what? When I was growing up, I think there was a documentary that was also like, it might have been like a comic book series also, but it was called like Prisoners of the Kingdom. And it was all people that were held down by Disney because they had like 20-year non-disclosure and non-compete clauses. So these were animators that left the industry and they couldn't do their own thing because of the non-compete clauses that Disney had.
Yeah.
Because like Disney would claim that you developed that under our time, so we own it. Which, look, there's an argument for that. But that's almost like it. You call it whatever you want, but that's a little bit of like a social justice that people ignored, and now people just just crap on Disney Plus and the theme parks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's like a little bit of the payback, I guess. But it's you just gotta be willing to go out there and create. And it's not easy. I don't think it's easy.
No, that's why I have two writers and
Yeah.
colorists, because I am not good at thinking up stories. Like, I'll draw whatever they write, but oh boy, it's hard.
Yeah, and for me though too, like a lot of my background was, I was very heavy in independent comics and New Jersey, like South Jersey, Philadelphia, and I was like making my way like through the ranks. And then it's like, at the time I had a girlfriend and she like herself had a kid. It wasn't mine, but it was like someone else's. And I kind of realized that like, there's no way I can make enough money to like support a family. Like it's just like the
Yeah.
economics just were not there. So I went into like graphic design and web design, and like kind of like used that to get a little bit of a corporate position. And then like kind of was like always in the back of my mind, it was like, like the way how companies are run, there's so many things to know about. There's so many things to
Yes.
learn. Yeah. And I kind of, like spent years using that to my advantage, because I think when you're in like, when you have that like tunnel vision and you're absorbing comics and you're listening to DVD commentaries and reading interviews, you think that's the entire way to like make a product. And kind of me going corporate, it forced me to think about making things as a product. Like everything's a product to me, and it gets done, it doesn't get done, I don't care as long as it's like finished, and I don't think I would have developed that if I stayed true to a little bit of my original roots, we'll call it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm pretty much the same. Like, and I gotta essentially do 4 full-time jobs to, be the publisher that I am. I don't just create the comics. This is like 10% of my work. Most of it is promotion. It's bookkeeping. It's everything else. And when is the next book coming out? How does the planning go? All that stuff. Like there's never just, I gotta draw.
Yeah.
You gotta be a million other things, and a lot of creators forget that.
Yeah, and you kind of wish you could just draw, like you wish, or like you even wish you could just focus on one detail. And it took me a good year to figure out what my shipping process was going to be, and what my shipping costs, and like how to factor in errors and things like that. And like stuff like that, people, you take it for granted when you order something off of Amazon and it shows up in the next 12 hours. Like you're like it's just this thing. But when you have to do it yourself and you realize you might have a window to even ship, it's a few hours a week at the most. And you have to ship every single week. So like what's happening? Like what are we doing? And it's just, I don't know. I think that's something that like when it comes to sharing info, everyone can share info on what they do for shipping.
Like for La Foncora, I am literally fulfilling, I got piles of boxes behind me. There we go.
Yeah,
That is
like
for
I heard
sure.
you talking about that earlier, to how regular you were selling and shipping and stuff, and I freaking got like jealous.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I'm in the Netherlands, so there's a million conventions here. Like, seriously, I could go to one literally every single week. So
that helps.
I'm very easy on that. And keep in mind, this is a very small country as well. But the Netherlands, Belgium, and France are just gigantic on comics, like hands down.
Oh,
so
quick side note: I will be on your end of the globe in the next 4 to 5 months. I have a wedding. I have a overseas wedding to go to. So I'm going to keep you fresh in my Facebook DMs, and I like one of my big bucket list things is to take a Euro train to meet someone that I know while I'm like over there. So
what country are you going to?
It's a destination wedding, and it's not, believe it or not, I'm going with a girl, and I'm not like, the wedding is like so secluded that I'm just going for the trip, and she's going to have to do the wedding without me. And it might not, it's not, I want to say Germany. I think it might be in Germany. Yeah. Because the girl, like I met the girl works for Kellogg, the cereal company. She does like all this work for Kellogg, but she mentioned that she takes trains to France and like everywhere. So
we got a very good international train system.
But
One-
I'll keep you a little bit more posted on that when I know things for sure. Because dude, I would love to do it. Like, no joke.
They're like, I live 20 minutes away from Amsterdam by train.
Okay.
So and there is an international intercity from Berlin to Amsterdam like every 2 hours.
Yeah, dude, that's so crazy. I just love that.
Yeah, it's insane when you think about it. But on the other hand, it's insane to think that if I were to drive 2.5 hours west, I would already be in Germany. In fact, I can drive literally any direction for 2.5 hours, and I will either be in the sea or I will be in a different country.
Oh, yeah. See, that is like here. Just what Sean will like. Sean knows. It's like the things you have to do just to go into another state. Not even like another country. It is, and we're on like the coast, like the region that we're in. Like technically going to Jersey is the same as Philadelphia. Delaware, same as Philadelphia. Like you can go up to even Boston or even like Pittsburgh, New York, and they're all like every city in this coast is just like a little bit of a shade of itself. But you guys hop around in a legit different like culture.
Yeah,
which is
very it's
like like, dude, like that is stuff I just admire, like that whole like situation. But no, it's this is cool stuff. It's good, just hearing what everyone's
I don't care. I'm totally in for that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I love
yeah. But no, I was trying to real quick too. I was trying to look into how long you normally do these sessions for, and
just under 2 hours usually, just about.
Yeah, okay.
Pop out, that's fine. If
no, it's okay. I was just curious, and I was scrambling around finishing a couple of things before popping on, and like you try and do all the right moves sometimes, and you just run out of time. So.
Yeah.
There's never enough time.
See, Brianna's from the Netherlands too. And like, if I drive 30 minutes to the east, I'm in Germany. If I drive 30 minutes to the south, I'm in Belgium. Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, dude. It's just like, like living in the States. It does kind of put you in like this weird bubble. Because like you kind of forget that that part of the world, like they've been fighting over territory and kingdoms in that part of the world hundreds of years before America was like even like founded,
Well,
which is
that's
cool.
The thing too. Like, you have so much United States compared to the tiny bit of Europe that we have. So
yeah,
and because we are. Europe is known to invent most writing.
Yeah.
It's that's why we have, registered history because we wrote it down.
Right. That's a great point. Yeah. And that's an interesting point.
There are, ancient civilizations in Africa. There's ancient civilizations in America, but we kind of eradicated all of them and put our own history in there. So, like, but they have their own cultures and their own size of the world as they viewed it, and they had their own wars and everything. But because we as Europeans decided to go, your history doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We lost a lot of that, which is a total shame. Like,
I'm somewhat like fascinated. Because I read a lot, but I always try and like one of the things about like history I try and focus on it's like things that were lost, like just lost through like war and pillaging. And one of my like it's a little bit of a going back to Germany because everything goes back to Germany, but like there was like all of these dinosaur fossils that were like completely eradicated in WW2 that Germany had, and one of them was the Spinosaurus that was in Jurassic Park 3, which is why Jurassic Park 3 was like significant when they swapped out the silhouette logo. They put the Spinosaurus there, and that was like might have been at the time like that they started making the movie. I think they recently like rediscovered the like the original notes of what they hypothesized that dinosaur was going to be based on these like fossils, and now it's like a part of like dinosaur lore. But it's just like stuff like that, and like it's Europe is so dynamic, it's insane.
Yeah, in Portugal we have the trend to fuck everything up, because everything that is old, they are just tearing things apart. And we have here in my town a street that was very beautiful, and everything was handmade. The floor was handmade. All those bricks was blocks in the floor was making beautiful flower type drawings, almost all over town, and they just took that off, man, and put these modern stones that everything is just we are losing a lot of our past, and everything that is old theaters and old buildings are just tearing those down, because the owners can't make the maintenance. They can't maintain the buildings, and then they sold those buildings to Chinese entrepreneurs, and they just tear those down, or just transform those beautiful buildings into malls, and they do their own thing. So we are losing a lot of cultural icons here in Portugal, and it sucks. It really sucks. It really sucks.
So so you don't have a cultural heritage there, that your government.
If it makes money, yes. Otherwise, no.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You would like
if it makes money,
buildings then.
Yeah. Here it just sucks. Just it's sad, because you only see the big palaces from the 15th and 16th century. They are beautiful, whatnot, but if it doesn't make money, if it's not a museum or whatever, just don't give a shit. So they just sold that to other country entrepreneurs, and they do just what they really want to do with that. Yeah,
that is a total shame.
Yeah, I mean, like there's stuff like that too that happens in Philly. The building I used to live in, there was like almost like a war because it's in this train district, kind of like the original rail lines that Philly had. Because Philly was like a real city of industry back in the day, like a lot of factories and stuff like that, and they were fighting to preserve this one rail line, and it was just like like every single 6 months I would get like a notice that put on my door that like they made like zone everything historic, and I would have to like almost like move out within like 30 days. And it's like sometimes being on the other side of those like arguments, you're almost just like, oh, I'm just trying to live my life.
That used to bother me. That used to bother me, but right now it doesn't, because it's not in the power of the people. People don't have really the power that democracy should put on people. We have a very famous case here in Portugal about 20 years ago about a very old theater, an iconic theater, and nobody was giving a shit about that theater. It was just falling apart, and Manhole didn't care. Nobody was caring about that, not even the government. But then a cult was almost a cult was supposed. Those cults that call themselves churches were about to from Brazil. They were about to buy that theater for millions. Then people were interested in, all the major stars and all the bigger artists and the singers and the actors from the old school actors, and everybody came together to save that theater that nobody were giving a shit about. And then they stop that deal. But just something like that happens a lot here, and I really don't care, because if you have the money, you can do whatever you want. If you're a cult, then you you can have people can break your deals, But if not, there are a lot of deals that are making here in Portugal by selling all the icons, historical icons that nobody gives a shit, as long as the government just give away the under the rug, put the money under the table, and nobody gives a shit. So if something happens, we don't have the power to do anything unless something like that happens. So yeah.
But that's just like that's a part of it too. And look, kind of taking this thread though, a lot of this has happened like in the world of comics, like where there's like consolidation, and even like going back to the Turtles, where like one of the original two creators is like out of the rights, like they don't have the rights anymore. And we kind of forget that. We kind of forget that even like some characters are like guys like the Shadow and stuff like that, where like the Shadow has like every few years like a new company is transferring his rights, and it's been like that since like the 50s for the Shadow. Like it's just like that's just a little bit of like the way how things are built. You need consolidation, but there's always casualties. So
yeah.
So, but speaking of I guess the Shadow's fresh on my brain because I was just reading a Howard Chaykin trade paperback that because he worked on that title back in like I think it was like 84, 85 for DC Comics. So but then I was like, man, like the history of this character is crazy. So, but anyway.
Okay. Sorry for that. Got distracted and I needed a reference for what I'm trying to draw.
I kind of give me one. I'm going to step away for 5 seconds, guys. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. For people who are realizing that I'm not having that many problems with being online, besides the cables for some reason not working a little while ago. I got a new PC, so hooray! It's fine. I can finally stream properly.
So what are you drawing over there, Mike?
This is page 19 of Life on Korra number 6.
Okay.
So a couple of years ago, I thought up. I wanted to create a true fantasy, and it turned into a hard sci-fi.
Okay, looks like a flying bird creature.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So essentially, what we do is I thought up a world, I thought up the rules, and then I told a couple of writers, these are the rules. Have fun in my sandbox. We've been doing that for 5 times now, and so in every issue we follow a new creature on this alien world.
Oh, that's the concept.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me grab you guys an example because
We have a alien National Geographic happened there.
Essentially.
So you go into real in-depth into your world where you introduce every creature.
Well,
Yeah.
they're all standalone stories. So this is issue 4, issue 3,
Full screen, man, full screen.
2. Oh yeah, let me make myself big. There we go. So issue 2 and issue 1, which I'm running out of, and my colorist is reworking this one. So yeah, we're getting ready for the second print on this one. And then the latest issue 5, which people are going to receive really soon. But yeah, they're character-focused stories. So in every issue, you get 32 pages on a very character-focused, a little adventure, really. And here's the world. So you got the big core in the center, and continents floating around it, orbiting it, and a single cloud giving water to everything. And yeah, I just told a couple of writers, good luck, have fun.
Looks like you go by. So
Yeah, I've got scripts ready up to issue 11 now, so I'm gonna be here for a while.
Impressive.
This is issue 6. I'm a little behind. I wanted to get this done in March, but a lot of other things took precedence. So yeah, I'm behind, but I don't care. Like we're looking at the first volume coming out this year instead of more single issues. So yeah, I'm a busy person.
Yes.
when I saw the sketch, it reminded me of that heavy metal magazine, Tarna's bird creature that she flies around.
Oh, yeah. I get you.
I don't know the name of the bird creature.
No, but I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm pretty sure the whole chat does too.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that had a name in the movie. That creature, I think, like they might have done like an adaptation or like something to where like they gave that thing. But yeah, always a good design too for that creature.
Oh yeah, that is such an iconic design. But then again, Jiro is one of the grandmasters of comics, hands down. Like he is such an inspiration.
Yeah, and I think I am. That's where I think when it comes to things I've absorbed, I would say I'm not very. Yeah, I don't think I even have much here that I could even like pull as like a quick reference. Which, yeah, maybe I'll add some of that to my.
Well, I actually do.
Yeah, let's say yeah. Here we go. Like that's the only thing artists want to see is your library porn. Like,
oh
like,
yeah.
like,
Hold on, I actually have one right beside me, on my art desk because I pull from it a lot when it comes to inks.
Yeah.
So hold on. Here we have the Schnickel, which is
There
a
we
one
go.
shot. I highly suggest this book. I cannot praise it enough. I will try to not pull in. There we go. The wrong kind of pages.
Look at those.
But
Wow.
this is like the original was in black and white. This is the anniversary edition.
Yeah.
And it just, oh man, it is so good.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a part of like because like, but I always like European word balloons.
Yeah, no, me
like
too.
just like they're so much more like active and interesting. But look at that ape face, like right near your index finger. That is awesome.
Yeah. Hold on,
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
With the silhouette hair too, just like because he's like in mid jump. That is so. smart.
And it's such a good story. Like, hold on, let me go to start. There, like, this is God, right?
Yeah,
And so, like, he's literally going, so why are you talking to me? And God is like, because you're here, you know? And I'm giving you a gift. Like, what kind of gift? Well, you will find out, you know? And like, I don't give a damn. You got to fix up this eternal war.
Dude, look at the coloring for that page.
Oh, yeah. Like, this is...
Like, Nita, like, this is a little bit of, like, the fascination, too, because, like if you go back to that red page, you almost want to say what comes first, because everything pops with the white hair. And, like, just seeing where something works, like, it's almost like the artist's mind just wants to, like, define it.
Let me pull away my light a little so it doesn't glare as
that
much. Yeah. It's such a good story. Like, and here's the thing, right? All of these faces have some detail in one respect or another. Like, that is just absolutely insane.
Yeah. Like, they're different. Like, each one is... Yeah. Dude, I even like just the way how that castle's drawn. Like, to where, like, the details just, like, on one side. Like...
Yeah, because it doesn't need more. Like,
exactly.
There is so much implied detail. Because the castle is far away. If you're going to see detail, it's right on the front. The right side, none of it. You know, and like, your Franco-Belgian comics really, really nailed that kind of feeling. You know, they know where they have to put more detail on where they can leave it out. But I see we are past the 1 hour mark, so I am going to really quick. Oh, MarV, that's okay.
I think
take it easy.
Yeah.
Go take care of your wife. That is much more important. No worries, man. I'll manage.
Okay, so sorry guys, I will have to go. So something came up right now.
Yeah,
and
no
I'm a little bit worried. Okay, so
it's
been a pleasure,
nice.
Sean.
Nice meeting you, Mark. Thank you for introducing me to these guys.
God bless.
Yeah,
anytime.
Take it easy, man.
Anytime.
Catch you next time.
Take care, everybody.
I'll
Bye.
wait
Take
for
care.
you in 45 days.
Okay.
Or get blocked.
Stay awesome.
Okay.
Yes.
You have my email, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Take care, everybody. Thank you, chat. Bye. Sorry. So sorry. Thank you.
It happens, man. It's okay.
Thank you.
So we are past the hour, and I'm going to do some housekeeping. And welcome the Juke Joint. Let's see. If you want 5% off on your Gemini mailers, and we all want to save on shipping, use the coupon code RAGIN2 when you order new Gemini mailers, because they are the best way to send your comics, and they will keep that thing safe. And hey, save 5%. We're trying to get it up to 10, but for now, we're really, really happy with this one. It saves a lot of creators a lot of money. And I'm part of the RAGIN 2 broadcast network, which means we have something going on every single day of the week. And we are now going back to people. They exist.
Yeah. The king of promos here.
No, I'm not. Nita is the king of promos. If you want your crowdfunding campaign promoted, go to Nita Lanning. She will make that work.
Yeah, I am. I'm like 50-50. I'm trying to complete my one crowdfunder that I had like a year ago, and I'm fighting to get that in order because I want to get back into it, And it's like I learned so much, but it's like, oh my god, like I have to fulfill this one campaign, or I
Yes, you
just
do.
feel like I'm going to have like zero credibility, like if I start another one, But crowdfunding promotion is critical.
Yes.
And I don't think I'm good at it. I think I suck at it.
I'm gonna be honest, me too.
Yeah. Sean, by the way, I'm drawing a black lorry right now for you that I'm going to get into the pen and ink phase probably later this week.
So yeah, well, what is the book that you were crowdfunding then? Is it like a sketchbook collection or an actual comic?
No, it was a book called Trial by Fire, and so that was like, let me see here. I had my files right next to me, so let me just that's the script.
I like that
But-
warrior.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then
it looks like a
actually,
both.
I only have hold up. Let me go grab some of the pages.
Yeah, totally. That is one hell of a nice starting page.
I'm just saying. Yeah, no.
What's the
I am
premises?
intrigued.
What's the
Yeah.
story premise?
Well, so here's the crazy thing. Like the whole thing is like a breakdown of just like here's like chapter 2 here. So the whole idea is that like there's no such thing as a multiverse. Multiverse, like just the way how like the universe operates, could never exist. Time travel could never exist. And we have a character named Caesar, who is this guy right here. As a child, he creates he almost like solves all the world's problems, and he invents his way into this like idea. It's like to where there is a multiverse, even though he knows that one doesn't exist, and there's like an alternate version of himself that's trying to like they're meeting in the middle, and essentially it's just my deconstruction of like how a multiverse like kind of doesn't work, and he's just trying to fix this problem, and repeatedly he's failing at it, and that's why it's Trial by Fire. So he's almost just like a Tony Stark that's trying to invent his way out of a problem that he invented his way into.
That is so nice.
Yeah, you got this. This is Abigail. She's one of the fairies. But and then while I've been working on this book, it's like all the multiverse stuff became like I've seen it become popular as I'm about to like attack some of the premise almost. But and then this whole sequence here was inspired by Deathmate Red, which is a Rob Liefeld Extreme Studios comic, where the beginning of the book he drops a character from this one like dropship, and it's like a 2-3 page sequence, and I was like, let's make that sequence into like a whole like narrative, and I was like, let's just blow up that so that's where like he's just like running through like comic book hallways. Like stuff like this is like purposeful, where like he's running through a hallway with lights or something. Like we all know what these are. They look cool. Moving on, like nondescript soldiers, and that's also a part of the story too, where like we're kind of somewhat in the world like that this guy like created, and it's like the mind of a teenager almost. So it's a lot of these like very flighty ideas, but it's all around like drawing stuff, really.
So
I'm really bad with pitching it too. I suck at pitching it.
So what is the problem you're running into when it comes to fulfillment then?
Well, it's I'm working on number one. Like I kind of added like another round of like pages. So originally it was like 72 pages, and I think
That
I
is already
had
impressive.
like 44 to 45 pages story done, and the rest of the book was like pinups, and I had character bios and preview, like like I had the entire book designed, and I kind of just got the idea of like, let's tell this really big story a particular way, and I just fell in love with it, and that's where I got held up, because it was, I would have to produce almost like twice as much. Which I'm almost there. Like I'm right at the final pages of chapter 3 at this point. So it's just like stuff like that, and then at that point, with the Uzi Susie book, with this right here, like I worked out a lot of my shipping logistics. I used this as like a primer for, like that learning curve. So I mean, like it's there. It's just a matter of time. Like I just need more time to draw.
I like that title. That's nice, Uzi Susie. That's nice.
Uzi's. Yeah. This is So this is like, I don't know if you saw this, Sean. So this is the first printing. The first printing like sold out. So we're in what I call the Green but Envy edition, and like, so I sell this through my website, kind of like on Etsy. I do direct sales too on Insta. Not big traction on Facebook for whatever reason. Instagram really seems to be the marketplace for books like this. So
Facebook is awful when it comes to that. Like I'm gonna be honest, it is. But Facebook is good for page promotion, and that's it.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know what happened to Facebook. Everyone used to sell on Facebook, and then it just went away.
Yeah, Facebook is weird. Let's say it like
yeah.
But then again, Twitter is weird too. Like they're all weird in their own way. There is no perfect place to be.
No.
It's just a matter of what you prefer. And where's your audience,
Right. And I do feel like some of it's like personality type. I think because these networks are so diverse that like you might have a personality type that's best for TikTok versus Twitter.
Yeah.
And you have to engage in all of it to figure like that out. So
no, for sure.
But,
I mean, where do you work? Apparently, like I do pretty good at on YouTube, because I like live shows. I don't like promoting on Twitter all that much. I do it because I have to, and it's where a lot of my audience is. I do it on Facebook because I'm there anyway. But you really get minimal traction on either of them, and you really have to get into the personal side of things. Be a person to people before they start following you for your books.
Well, I do feel like streaming helps that.
Yes.
Like even if you have a big audience or you don't, fact that you're out there streaming and people get those updates, I think goes way further than a lot of people like recognize.
For sure.
Yeah. But I think you're pretty good with your stuff from like what I have seen.
I mean, I try. Like, I'm doing better as time goes, but like I'm still learning. I mean, I'm like, I've been doing this for 5 years. I'm only 28. I may look a lot older for the people who've seen my face, but I'm only 28. And like, I had to learn as I go, and I'm still learning, and I'm learning every day. And it's just fun to hear people's experiences and see how they work and how they don't work. Learn from them and learn how they do things, both in the art side of things as well as just how they are as people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, Sean, to cut you off real quick. You can go.
Oh no, I like your sketch. It looks very medieval, like Othello, like or Hannibal, or
Yeah,
like a more.
kind of. Well, you know what it is?
more-
Like whenever I know guys are like Egyptian based, and you see things like, like the onyx and like the pyramid. It's hard for me to imagine Egypt as clean and like soft and like beautiful. I always see Egypt as like sandy and dirty and
Well, it is for a big
grainy.
part. You're not wrong.
Yeah. And that's why, like, and also too, I think some of it goes back from my, like, when I was growing up, I fucking loved the movie Stargate. With Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Directed by Roland Emmerich, the guys that did Independence Day and the new Moonfall movie. That, like, for some reason, that just like embedded itself in me, and like that movie's not glossy and shiny, like like it's very.
No, it isn't. No.
Yeah, it's got like a grit to it, which I love.
Man, I gotta watch that movie again. It's been years.
Yeah, the one scene I love, like, if you ever want to like analyze character moments, and like all you need to know about character is when they introduce Kurt Russell's character, and he's like in his son's room with like a gun, like, and they don't even say it, but like his son died, and he's like on the verge of suicide, and you're just like, oh my god, like you're like, man, that's such a that's a for real scene.
That is perfect character in introduction. Like, you know exactly what's going on, and show don't tell. Like it's perfect.
And it in a perfect world, it'd be great to have a graphic novel of Stargate. I mean, they did a series on TV, but it'd be nice to see it have a graphic novel, Stargate.
I don't know what kind of media they've all done, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I think Avatar, like, I know Avatar had the rights for a while, but I don't think there's like a centerpiece comic book run of that license, like, at all, and which is so funny because it's so visual.
Like you were saying, the same thing with the Shadow, basically.
Yeah, and years ago, I was like, back, like, kind of during my commercial days, I was involved with, like, I was trying to license stuff myself, and I had like a pitch deck for, I want to say, I think it was MGM, and we had like paintings, we had all this stuff I wanted to do with Stargate, and the whole hook was that the Stargates led to the God Gate. And the thing that the God Gate unlocked was like insane. It was like, and at that point, like, we didn't have any of that figured out, but that was like a part of the pitch. But I always wanted a Stargate.
I would have paid for that.
Yeah, yeah. But speaking of that, you know what though? Like, I'm just reminding myself of this. I don't know if you guys are like too familiar. This is obscure, but Stan Lee did this one book called God Woke, which is like a poem that they illustrated into like this like overblown graphic novel. But like I saw this and I'm like, oh, maybe like like steal this for like Stargate or Godgate, If it's out there, take it. Yeah.
I was a huge Stargate SG-1 fan, because my dad and I were just sci-fi nerds, total trickies, and so when Stargate came along, I was like, oh my god, I needed more of this, and I didn't realize it. And I'm essentially doing the same with La Cora. Like, it's my the sci-fi nerd inside of me going, this is what we want.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of Oh, sorry, Sean. Go.
Oh no! I was going to say, like, for my my graphic novel for my digital world, I kind of took a piece of Stargate as far as a flying pyramid goes.
Cool. Works.
Yeah, so
Here's the thing: as long as you make it your own, you're fine.
Yeah.
anyone really
And
gets that.
according to Sim, also good morning, Sim, there were Stargate comics at Avatar and Dynamite.
Dynamite. Jeez, I can't even visualize what those ones. I know. I gotta look that up now.
I know, right?
I don't even know what those covers could have been. Jeez.
The more
Yeah,
you know.
like like again, like the internet always knows like one. Oh yeah, look, here we go. I think we have a Brett Booth cover here. Did Brett Booth draw this? Wow, I don't even know. Like like a complete. See, here's Stargate Atlantis. Who published this? Like it's vast. Like there's always. Oh, I forgot that Jason. Is that Jason Momoa? Was Aquaman in Stargate Atlantis?
Really?
So I don't know. Like, is that him? That looks like him. Is that
Yeah,
Aquaman?
that does look like him. Yeah.
How ironic
Could be.
he was on Stargate Atlantis, and then he's the king of Atlantis. That's like too meta, even for me. Like see, wow, it looks like they've had like multiple miniseries, multiple runs. Yeah.
Cool. I may have to look into that. Because one of the most memorable moments for me when it comes to SG1 was because like they actually had quite a bit of character progression, but what I always remember from that series is they were figuring out how to dial in to new gates, that was the whole series essentially. And they didn't know what the outer ring of the gates were when it came to dialing. Like, and suddenly they found like their a sixth an address essentially with a sixth dial, and it essentially made them go to a different dimension or something.
Yeah,
it was like, oh my god!
Yeah, yeah, but like that's a little bit of like what the Trial by Fire stuff like approaches, which is like kind of like this like it's just like we take it for granted that going to another dimension wouldn't tear us apart.
Yeah.
It's like this, like this thing, or like two exact energy sources can exist in the same like universe, meaning like your energy is different than mine, and how can never get repeated because nothing gets repeated in nature. That's energy, like energy transfers. It doesn't, like stuff like that, and that's like the crazy sci-fi stuff that I love. Like the crazier the sci-fi, the better. Yeah.
Like,
but so Sean, I'm going to like probably like work on this, and I am like real quick. Is this guy who's this guy? Is this guy like a ghost? Is he an energy guy?
I assume that's from Miles Bigger. I think he's from Philly. I'm assuming that's a mummy, like Ghost.
Oh,
is his adversary.
Yeah.
And I guess he did like a.
Let me follow.
He has a universe itself called the Dark Eagle universe. He has Black Glory, and he has also the Dark Eagle. So Black Glory is kind of new. He's like
his book looks like like the coloring is great for his book.
Yeah,
actually.
It's based in Philly, but I'm assuming
no idea. Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Well, I
Black.
just added him. I mean, like this is like so much fun. Like look all the things.
I know you're
like,
having fun with it. Yeah. I guess Black Glory is like a pharaoh, and I'm not sure. Knowing Miles' story, he usually brings every character into Philly to meet the Dark Eagle, because the Dark Eagle is like an African American Spider-Man. So every character in a Marvel
Yeah.
universe usually runs into Spider-Man at some point in time.
Yeah, it's if you like being around Philly and living in Philly, it's hard not to put characters like in Philly, because Philly's like so photogenic and there's so much history.
Right.
Yeah, I was just in Chicago, and it's like like you go downtown Chicago and you're like how do you not want to shoot movies here and stuff like that,
Right. It has a lot of historical.
Yeah, and but this is just cool. I just like this is stuff that's like perfectly in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, he's easy to contact. He's very open if you wanted to do
And we
some
will draw like the ghost form, like overflowing into Black Glory here.
Nice.
I see you're having fun. Yeah. And I will share you one more thing of my universe, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, of
no,
course.
go ahead. That's what we're here for.
Since we have some time.
Yeah, we got half an hour. May cut it a little short. I'll see.
Okay.
Depends on if the little monster sleeping next to me on the ground, this little one, starts getting hungry or not.
The king of the castle.
Oh yeah, it's actually her drawing, but
Oh, yeah.
So
let me see.
this is one of my Trionis universe characters, Queen Isa Ferret. Isa Ferrari. She gets kidnapped by her soon-to-be husband, the 5-foot maniacal menace, as a sex slave. But she married him.
Nice.
Well then, well that went dark.
Yeah.
But
So
she's under hostage because it's a political overtake of the universe, and she's like one of the second beings of the universe. But it is kind of dark. So she gets kidnapped by this guy who she falls in love with after a while.
that sounds like Stockholm syndrome.
What's it called?
Hey, it's funny you said that. In my feed today, there was, I think, a documentary or a movie that popped in about the origin of Stockholm syndrome.
Oh,
And
really?
it was about the guy that kidnapped. I guess there was a guy, he kidnapped a girl, and the girl kind of like fell in love with the guy or something.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I need to see that.
Is that what it's called? Doctor?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very
Well, no. But this is So Sean, what are you doing like with your own stuff though? Like is there any timeline or things that you try and that you're trying to like pull off or get done?
No, I'm just having it's just a process with me. I'm just trying to perfect my craft right now. So
Can I give you a little secret?
yes.
There's no such thing as perfecting your craft. There's only more learning.
Yeah.
I mean, it evolves every year, so I don't know when. I'm just having fun with it right now and trying to.
Fun is
develop
good. Fun is
the
good.
story.
I was kidding. You know that.
Yeah, I know. So I really don't know what I'm gonna do as far as like I promoted on Facebook, but it's not really been very successful.
Can I make a suggestion? Why don't you just start writing it?
If you're
Yeah,
not writing it down yet.
I'm more or less a writer than an artist anyway.
Yeah, enjoy the writing. Like you're building a world, that's for sure.
Right.
But owe the idea some money and go after it, because you can spend a lot of time on the idea, but an idea is cheap.
Right.
An idea you can pretty much walk around the back alley for and spend $20 and have a great time. But if you want a wife, if you want something that you can say, this is what I love.
Right.
You got to put in the effort and show to the world that you can do it. And yeah, ideas are fun, but it sounds like you have a pretty solid idea of what you want to do, so go write it, man. Like,
Right.
seriously.
It's a passion, so I just don't know as far as where I'm going to take it other than the website. I want an audience for it, but I'm trying to seek an audience or capacity build at this time.
The thing is, you're not going to find an audience unless you start working on it actively.
Right.
And Sean and I are going to keep saying that, trust me, because we're both creators. You're not going to find anyone to really follow what you're doing unless you follow through yourself.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
It's a little bit of a paradox, but Sean, dude, you're in striking distance to me. I don't know how often you hit 1700, but to put it out there and to crowdfund it, a cover, a couple completed pages,
Right.
that's really it. And then you got someone like me, depending on my just flow, my schedule, my flow, however you want, I might be able to help you with some of it. So
Okay.
character drawings, character designs, that sort of thing. I think we're all somewhat a part of the same group of people where we probably know a lot of the same colorists, pencilers,
Right.
all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think the network is there.
Can I make a suggestion though? Because I am 100% behind this. That would be awesome. But keep in mind, Sean, try and keep it limited. Make an episode 0. Make it 16 pages, so nobody involved will be in a lot of time and effort spent when the first thing is done, and then you can realize, okay, this guy's fun to work with, this guy sucks,
Right.
And that's good for both parties. And in that way, and that already starts with character design. Trust me, if I can commission an artist to do a character design and he's quick, he's nice, he's responsive, then I know that I can give him more work and I will be fine. I can leave him to his devices and it'll be fine. And you have to prove to yourself as well that, what you're thinking up in your head, you can convey to someone else.
Right. Okay. All right. Thanks for the encouragement, guy.
Hell
Like-
yeah, man.
All my concepts on there. If you go on my site, I have the concepts. It's it's maybe a total of, I might have 200 panels on for a whole universe. So it's just,
wow.
it depends on, like you said, the illustrator who wants to come on there. What do you think? Which one is fun or not? Yeah.
And you have a hand in that as well. Keep in mind.
But just start small because I'm on a budget. So yeah.
Yeah. And
Right.
if you need money for crowdfunding, tell your artist, okay, we're going to do 6 pages, and I'm going to pay you, say, $80 a page. That's a
Right.
pretty fair rate for an indie,
Mhm.
And be like, okay, so I'm going to pay you the 6 pages and the cover out of pocket. You can save up for that, but be sure that the script is done. And, see what the experience with said artist is.
if they're slow, if they're going to be leaving you on, be like, hey, I didn't do it this week because this, that, and such. Wow, they promised like 4 times already that they would get it done over the weekend. Because I have those horror stories.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a bad experience when I first started off with some artists. They didn't.
Yeah, I can imagine. We all do.
They just sat there and let it sit there for a year or two. I'm like, when are you going to get around to doing something?
Well, did you pay them?
No.
Yeah, that usually does the trick, because then they're gonna not prioritize you until because there's people paying them, and that makes sense. You can't blame them for that.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's tough. That's tough for me, because I engage people 2 ways when they come to me. Some people, I will start working on something and we will work out the pricing down the road, and some people I think are flighty, and they have to pay kind of upfront, and I'm a little bit strict on the timing of the payment too. Where it's like, look, I'm going to need this much by this time if you want me to get started. For example, I've been working on these character designs right here, and I'm still I just have to talk to the guy and be like, all right, what's the next step now? Let's talk about finalizing some of this, but the thing is, it's always good to know how the guy, the possible contractor, how they like to work.
Right.
And have them explain it to you. Just be like, how you like to work. And if the person's like, well, and if it's not, I would say if it's not detailed, that means they're not doing it enough.
Mm-hmm. And that counts for
and I know that's a little bit of a platitude, but I have a whole process. I will talk hours about my process and the things I look for and why and how. And the people that don't do it enough, but they might be good, that means they're maybe even lacking motivation. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
And there can things can happen in life. It's not always the artist's fault, and as long as they communicate that, when I have very serious winter depression. Days here get very, very long, short in winter, and very, very long in summer. So in winter I get barely anything done. I will admit that.
Right.
It doesn't mean I don't keep deadlines. I am very strict, but that means that I'm not giving my A game because I feel like shit.
Right.
I think I need a UV lamp to work under or something. I don't know.
Right.
But so yeah, that's fine. You and I know this of myself, and I will admit it. And you got to be like, okay, so how do I work? How am I most efficient? And how will I make sure that the person I work with can work on their most efficient way?
Right.
And how can I be reliable for this person if they are trying to be reliable to me?
Right. And
often you will find if someone fun to work with right from the start. Literally when I go into talking with someone, within a couple of lines, I can be like, okay, I never want to work with you. And that may sound very harsh,
right?
But it's a gut feeling, and mostly I'm right. It's because you're socializing. It's not easy, and sometimes you just gotta say, okay, you are not for me, because the artwork that you give is the artwork that finishes the piece, and you get doesn't always reflect the work ethic that they have.
Right.
There's when I was looking for new writers for La Cora, I had 21 emails,
Mhm.
2 of which were serious, 19 of which were bad, to
Yeah.
keep it lightly.
Right.
And so those 2 writers are now working for me, and they're getting paid. They're getting work done because I trust them to be there,
Right.
and they've proven themselves. But they already proved that they have done things before.
Right.
And
Right.
if I am showing myself off and be like, okay, I've done this, and I've published this, and here's what I'm capable of, I want the person that I'm looking to work with to do the same. And usually what I find is that the writers that make a gigantic magnum opus right from the start, but never finish, those are the people that I don't want to work with. Or the guys that made a decently popular poem in 2005 on DeviantArt. Like, I don't care. Like, what is your recent work? What makes you worth working with?
Right.
And right now, from what I'm seeing, you are still at that beginner stage as well.
Right. Like, yeah, I'm still learning the process. Yeah.
And that's fine. But start learning the process on small things where you can make mistakes, where you're not stuck in the loop of, oh, but this would be cool because then this could happen. Because
Right.
you're gonna find your magnum opus, and you're gonna find the idea that no matter what you do is gonna stick in your head, and you're never gonna be able to quit it.
Yeah. You like real quick, like you're kind of reminding me, Mike, of like I don't know where I heard it. Stephen King may have said it,
Mhm.
but he had this one line, and I'm paraphrasing, but the line was, the best ideas are the ones that you don't write down that you remember later.
Yes. No, exactly. Like,
Like,
hands down.
and I'm just like, and I honestly, God, even like some days when I'm walking into the office, like
Right.
I'll remember something about like this and that, and I'm like, okay, that's our approach. I wanted to write that down yesterday, but now it's coming back to me, and that's a part of my like regular process, believe it or not.
And you gotta have throwaway ideas as well. Like the things that you think of once and are like, yeah, that would be cool, but it's not for today. And you write it down, you put it in a journal or something, and you leave it to the side. And someone comes up to you and is like, hey, I'm looking to write a story, or what do you think about this? And you can go, hold on, I think I have something in there that might actually be the thing you're looking for, and solve that problem for them. Or you're working on this story and you're like, how do I fix it? And you go through your journal and like, oh yeah, no, like I can steal this idea, just implement it like that, and it would work too.
Right.
And yeah, like it's not an end all way to do things.
Right.
Yeah,
like I would never make any profit just doing a Microsoft Paint world. I probably will. I need an illustrator so I can put it on print to make a profit. Like, what am I doing it for? Like I said, it's for fun, but you still want to make profit at the end of the day.
Well, you don't always have to do it for profit. Like, it's fine to have it as a passion. But if you want this to have a profit, that means you gotta have that means you gotta invest.
Right.
And that can be time, that can be money, and that can be just admitting it's not the best idea in the world and moving on.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the hardest part
It is.
throwing
It
it away
is.
because that's your baby and you want it to succeed. But
Yeah.
sometimes you got to give up on it.
Or, and this is the bigger one,
Hmm.
you admit that you're not ready for it.
Right.
Yeah.
And you go to a throwaway idea, and you write that into 32 pages. And you're like, hey, so I got a 32-page story. It's a one-shot. I
Right.
wrote the script and I'm ready. Who is interested and who would like working with me on this?
Mhm.
We will figure something out. Do you want payment? Do you want to do crowdfunding and do 6 pages for free? Or, just want the 6 pages paid? It depends on the second person involved.
Right.
And, and you got to accept their terms too, because you want to be fun to work with, but you want them to be fun to work with too.
Right.
And having done work for way too little money, it's no longer fun. And you're spending, like I was spending 8 hours on a page where I got $20.
Right.
Yeah.
And we discontinued that series. Like I discontinued that series because I was like, okay, it's not selling at cons. Life on Korra is selling hard,
Mhm.
and I would be dumb to not let this go because I'm not the artist for this.
Right.
And they agreed. They weren't happy about it, but on the other hand, they haven't paid me in a long while, so they could suck it.
Mhm.
And
Right.
so, yeah, like it's not easy working with other people, and there's
Right.
sacrifices to make,
Right.
but it's also a lot of fun
Right.
as long as you keep it fun.
At the end of the day, you want them to have fun with your illustrations. Like
Yeah,
that's the
Yeah.
only way it's going to work. You got,
and you want to have fun with them.
Right. You want to see how the end product
Yeah.
going to work out. Right.
Like when I hired my colorist, I gave her zero. I give her zero artistic direction.
Mhm.
Like the only thing I'll say is like, okay, there's no red, yellow, or orange in this world, so just keep within that, and literally everything is completely yours.
Mhm.
And yeah, she rocks it. Like every single page I get back, there's minor things that are like, okay, you probably looked over this, but the rest, keep it.
Right.
Because
Right.
I trust her. Like that is the trust I put in her. Like she knows what she's doing.
Mhm.
That means she has to do what she knows.
Right.
Right.
Like Miles would actually appreciate you because you're having fun with the black. I think you should reach out to him because I think he might need some illustrators, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll do more with this, and yeah, I'll tag it because if it wasn't for you, I would never even known this even
Yeah.
exists. So yeah, like now, like I'll track you with all of that for
Right.
sure. Because
And
the other character looks awesome too. So
yeah, and I'm going to inbox you my website to show you
Yeah,
what we're
totally,
doing.
man.
Like we've been around for 8 years, but we're still in the beginning stages. Like, because I'm still a rookie. I don't know. I'm just playing it by ear half the time.
Here's the thing.
I
You're
don't know.
creating. That already means you're a million miles ahead of a lot of people.
yeah, a lot of talkers
Mhm.
ahead of those.
Right?
Yeah.
We are reaching up to 2 hours, so
Is it
I am
really?
going. Yeah, it is. It's
my
been
God.
fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, man.
great group. And
Yeah.
well, thanks again for reaching out. Thanks again for
Yeah.
scheduling.
Where can people
and all
find
of it.
you?
Me?
Where can people find you?
Look,
Yeah.
if you go to akapad.com, this
Mhm.
is my website, and on the very bottom are all my social links. But akapad.com, and then here, like anybody, like we were just talking about, yeah, like if you want to see portfolio pieces, or this is almost like the site of my career work. So
Nice.
like there's everything that I do here, every single stream, everything on all the social media networks, a ton of my drawing. I actually have an archive that I'm building out. The archive goes all the way back to 1987 drawing.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So yeah, I mean we're building it out, but look, anyone that like if you're into like the comic book art or inking, right? We mentioned inking earlier. I have a complete. Sorry, I think my connection is getting a little bit wonky, but either way, I got my inking portfolio, which is all traditional.
Nice.
So, with all that, but either way, you can reach me there at akapad.com or akapad, as some people would like to pronounce it as.
All right, Sean, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me on Facebook under Sean Scott, or you can check out my my website. It's Daydreaming without the G, DAYDREMIN studios.org.
Awesome.
Daydreaming.
Very cool. Yeah, I'll check it out for sure, Sean, too. So
and I'll send you the link, but I don't know if I could share my screen. I'll show you my site if I could, but hold on, let me just see if I can share it.
Yeah, let's check it out, man.
Yeah.
We got a little monster that needs feeding, but she can wait 5 minutes.
Yours,
it's her wet food time, and she becomes a devil around wet food time. There we go.
This is Daydreaming
oh,
Comics.
look at that logo or that header. That is cool.
Yeah, thanks. And we have featured products. We have fashion, interviews, Latino expos, silver. This is the headline.
You've been busy.
Yeah, and we have this is my universe. Game and portfolio.
Oh, yeah, look at it. All right.
Nice.
We have an indie comic book. We have a free library as well, and a children's library. We have a comic book history part, and this guy's from Romania, and this guy's from Turkey. We have
cool
Romanian. Well, he's like a curator, businessman. He has a magazine, digital, and we have podcasts, and we have freelance animation people, and illustrator showcase and independent publication. Yeah.
Cool, great stuff, man.
Yeah. So it's daydreamingcomics.org. Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Awesome.
I've been your host,
guys.
Mike Jimmy.
Like I said, we're still in the baby stages. So,
could you share the link in the private chat, Sean?
Okay, I definitely will. But it was nice meeting you guys. So.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I have been your host, Mike Jimmy de Bruin, a creator from the Netherlands. I'm the CEO of Fairies and Ends and the creator of La Vancora. We closed the La Vancora campaign literally yesterday. And we're going to be back with Sketchy Saturdays next week. But if you want to watch something else, you have the RAGIN vlogs on Mondays, Fridays on 11 a.m. Eastern. Dispatches from Outside the Box at 8 Central and 9 Eastern. Daphne Lage art live stream at 4 p.m. Eastern. Zimcast at Wednesdays 9 p.m. Nerd Bacon. Ooh, let me remove the banner so I can see the times. There we go. Nerd Bacon on Thursday 9 a.m. Sketchy Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, which you're watching right now. House of Bob every last Saturday of the month at 10 p.m. Eastern. Sunday Funnies tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern with Randy Zimmerman again. Go check it out. He's an awesome dude. And Talking Comics on a Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern with JD Calderon. So I will bid you a wonderful day. And guys,
Yeah.
Stay awesome.
Rock on.